Holy shit, it's the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. The first episode of 2019 is here. Have no fear. On today's first episode of 2019 of the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, the NFL playoffs are all set. LeBron James is out here doing propaganda TV shows, and the sickest fucks of 2018 are announced, and the sickest fuck of 2018 is anointed. All that and more. Plus, we have second-year Los Angeles Laker Josh Hart on the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. He discussed winning it all at Villanova, living through LeVar Ball during his rookie season, and what it's really like playing with LeBron James this year, and why the heck he plays so damn hard every single night. With Los Angeles Laker, my guy, Josh Hart, on a big body 2019. Happy motherfucking New Year. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Miles Jordan. It's the first one of the year. I need something nice. I need something real proper. I need something real funky. Let's go. Bowl season is here. It's time to get in on the action with my bookie. Do not be that guy with no rooting interest as your relatives, your friends sit around watching the game and making money. Not this year. It is really the most wonderful time of the year when it comes to sports and when it comes to sports betting. Make sure you're ready for the daily action by signing up today at my bookie. They pay fast when you win. The ownership there really cares about fantastic customer service, and they have the best, the craziest, the easiest prop bets. Where you bet is just as important as who you're betting on, and if you want to win money during the bowl season, you got to go to my bookie. I trust them. I use them, but you don't have to take my word for it. Check them out yourself. Join now. Join today, and my bookie will offer you a 50% deposit bonus to make sure you have a real nice and real proper bankroll for bowl season. They've also got NBA and NFL bet lines and props. Use the promo code Rapaport, RAPAPORT, when you deposit to activate the offer. That's Rapaport at my bookie. You play, you win, you get paid. Go to mybookie.ag now. Do not forget to use the promo code Rapaport. Happy New Year. Have no fear, the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. The 2019 inaugural, whatever the fucking pronunciation of the word is. The inaugural 2019 I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is here. I hope everybody had a fantastic New Year, a safe New Year. You will be hearing that once and only once from me. I don't say Happy New Year. I say it once. I say it today. January 1st, 2019. You're not going to hear me talking about it. January 14th. I'm not going to be saying it at the end of January. You certainly won't hear it from me weeks from now. Happy New Year. That's it. That's fucking it. It doesn't need to be a long-term discussion. It's just another day, another New Year, 2019. Before we get into everything, I want to first say thank you to all the motherfucking fans of the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. If you've never listened to the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, welcome. You are now rocking with the best. We do things rough, rugged, and raw. Hard body karate. No fact checking. Pulling no punches on this podcast. I'm about to take you 15 rounds into the deep water. As I mentioned earlier, today's a big day. Big day. We are announcing the sickest fuck of 2018. I've gotten all the comments. I've gotten all the criticism. I've gotten all the questions about the Sweet 16. The 16 sickest fucks of 2018 were broken down on the last episode. At the top of the show today, I'm going to give you the top 6. We call it the Sweet Six, the six sickest fucks of 2018. And at the end of the show, I am going to do I got to be honest, Jordan Winter and Miles Davis and the entire I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast community, they have had their hands in breaking this down. But inevitably, the decision is coming down to me of who the sickest fuck of 2018 will be. It hasn't been easy. There's been quite a lot of feedback. I understand it. There's been groups of sick fucks that were left off the list entirely. But inevitably, the hard decision is being made at the end of this episode as we head into 2019. And as I mentioned before, this year, there will be categories. We have Florida, animal violators, and others. Okay? We're having categories in 2014, just like the Oscars. They have best short film, best animated film, and of course, best film, best actor, best supporting actor. The sick fucks are so out of hand. They're coming in so at such high volume that we need to break things down in categories. So next year we could keep better tabs on them. Because I'm going to be honest, there are sick fucks that are not getting the acknowledgement that they deserve. But you can only give one chip out each year. Okay? You can't give the second, third, and fourth place winner of Sick Fuck of the Year an award. You just can't do it. They should be happy that they're even being discussed on an award-winning podcast. Later on in the show, Los Angeles Laker, Josh Hart. I love the way this dude plays. Played 4 years at Villanova. Won the championship versus North Carolina. Came out. Last year was his rookie season. Kyle Kuzma, him, Lonzo Ball, the three young Lakers. They're the baby Lakers. He has seen it all so far. I mean, so much has happened if you're a Laker in the last 2 years, and Josh Hart has been on the front lines. Last year, of course, was Lonzo Ball's rookie season, and it was the year of LeVar Ball. Of course, they got LeBron James playing for them now. And so much more with Josh Hart later on in the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Really, really great dude. Great insight to what it's like playing in the NBA now, what it's like playing for the Los Angeles Lakers alongside of the king, LeBron James. And yes, I have things to say about LeBron James, but before I get to that, I went to UFC 232. UFC event 232 at the Forum, the Great Western Forum, the fabulous Forum in Inglewood, California, which is weird because when Michael Buffer was said, "Welcome to UFC 2002, welcome to Los Angeles," I was like, we ain't in LA, Duke, we're in Inglewood. Let Inglewood live. Let Inglewood shine. We're in Inglewood. We're not in Los Angeles. I don't know why they did that, if he did that on purpose. You know, they're building the Los Angeles Rams / Los Angeles Chargers stadium down there, which was like half built. I saw that. It was a great night of fights. Got there early. I went with my man Jay Berg. I call him Jay Bone. We were sitting ringside. Shout out to UFC and Dana White for hooking me up again. I appreciate it so much. We had a great night. And of course, the two main fights was John Jones versus Gustafsson. And I predicted that fight. That wasn't like some out on a limb prediction. It was kind of an uneventful fight. Jones won the fight. Gustafsson wasn't able to get the magic going. It wasn't really that exciting. And he, I don't know, I couldn't tell if he choked him out or like how he submitted him. He did some crazy shit. That's the thing about John Jones. It seems like he'll just make up some shit on the fly and kick that ass. There's been a lot of controversy, steroids, not steroids. I choose to believe what has been presented in front of me, that if they were able to have this fight, there were no steroids. If Gustafsson, I can't say his name, he's Swedish. I call him the Swedish Drago. The actual real Drago, I saw him at the fight. Drago, yes, from Creed 2. Dolph Lundgren, he was there watching the fights. But John Jones won that fight in sort of very undramatic fashion. There were a few fights beforehand that were good, very, very rough, very exciting. There was the second fight that we saw were two big guys. I can't remember their names. They were throwing down. It was all standing up. They were right in front of us. You could hear the punching. You could hear the effects of the punching. It was crazy when you're that close to it. And for some reason, even though it was sold out at the Forum, there'll be moments in between screaming and yelling it's so quiet in there. It is so quiet at certain points in the fight. And when it's quiet and you hear put, and it's like hitting body parts, it's impressive to watch. It's daunting and impressive. The highlight fight was Chris Cyborg versus Amanda Nunes, both Brazilian fighters. I thought Cyborg was going to be too big, too rough. She's sort of like, if you don't follow UFC, Chris Cyborg is like Mike Tyson in his prime. She's beating shit out of everybody. As much as a fan of Nunes, and I wrote about her in my book, This Book Has Balls, Sports Rants from the MVP of Talking Trash, which if you don't have a copy of it, shame on you. Shame on you. It's a great book. I'm very proud of the book. It's a shit-talking extravaganza that you could get on Amazon. You could get at bookstores. Anywhere they sell books, you can get This Book Has Balls, Sports Rants from the MVP of Talking Trash. But Amanda Nunes beat the shit out of Chris Cyborg, friend of the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast, been on the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast in dramatic fashion in the first round, and I think the fight only lasted about 2 minutes. It was rough, tumble. It was a Brazilian brawl, and Nunes won. And she won pretty easily. It was it was hype. Because if you're a fan of UFC, like I said, Cyborg's reputation precedes her, and she's beating everybody up. But Amanda Nunes is now officially the champion for the time being, the baddest woman on the planet, and she took the title. It was not given, it was earned. It was absolutely earned, and it was taken. And that was really fucking exciting, and it left everybody speechless and put everybody in a frenzy. And then, of course, Jones and Gustafsson came out there, and it was just a fucking dope, fun night of UFC 232. I Am Rapaport Podcast. Before we go any further in the show, because as I mentioned, later on we're going to announce the sickest fuck of 2018. I need to do the 6 sickest fucks of 2018, and then later on I'll be making the impromptu tough decision of who will be that guy, that dude, or lady, could be a woman. We have some candidates that are female. We've never had a sick fuck of the year who's a female. She'll be that breakthrough athlete. It happens. Who knows if it'll happen this year? But here are the top 6. The 1 seed, the Kennewick, Washington homeless man that was on meth, found the injured beaver on the side of the road and didn't help it, but decided to fuck it. That's number 1. Number 2 seed, the Robert Crossland, the junior high science teacher that fed a puppy to a snapping turtle in front of kids in Preston, Ohio. He comes in the top 6. Number 4, the 10 Louisiana State House of Representatives who voted yes in favor of citizens being able to fuck animals. 10 senators, all Republicans, who voted against the bill. That's 10 sick fucks in one. They said there's no problem in the state of Louisiana to have sex with animals. They couldn't just say, let's just move forward collectively and say, yeah, we're none of us are down with that. You didn't want to do that. The 5 seed, who's the 4th sickest fuck of 2018, In Thailand, a man that cut the dick of his best friend off after he tried to seduce the man's wife. And if that wasn't bad enough, he then fed it to his dog. I can't pronounce this guy's name. Why should I? I'm not going to learn how to pronounce this guy's name, but you could look it up. His first name is spelled S-U-Wit. So it's Suwit, some shit. He had been drinking at the home of his colleague, his friend, who I can't pronounce his name. One of them was 39. The victim was 50. And then while he was making advances, they got into a fight, and then he cut the guy's dick off, and then he fed the dick to the dog. Coming in at number 5, the 7th seed, the 5th sickest fuck of 2018, the downtown Orlando, Florida man who in broad daylight that was arrested for practicing karate by kicking swans in the head, consequently kicking swans' heads off in broad daylight. It happened at 9:30 a.m. The guy's name is Rocco Joseph Mantella, was practicing karate by kicking swans in the head. He is number 5th. He was the 7th seed. And the 14th seed, oh yeah, the 14th seed, and she's got to be one of the favorites to be the sickest fuck of 2018. The Oregon woman who believed her ex-boyfriend was cheating on her, who took his dog, a Chihuahua, and cooked it in the oven. The woman's name is Noelle Georgia Moore. Please feel free to look these people up. We are not creative enough. And I consider myself in the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast and the fans to be very creative. We are all collectively not creative enough to make these things up. These are all factual and fact-checked sick fucks. We go so far to break rule number 1 of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, which is no fact-checking, of course. We fact-check these sick fucks, especially when it gets down to the line, when it gets down to the coveted Sick Fuck of the Year award. We make sure that these are all verified sick fucks. All these things actually happened. All these people are actual people. Later on in the episode, I will be announcing the sickest fuck of 2018. Stay with me, folks. So, the NFL playoffs are starting this weekend. The NFL playoffs are starting this weekend. It is week 18 of the NFL season and week 1 of the playoffs. We're here. We are here. We are here. If you don't know the seeding, the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the New England Patriots are the 2 teams that have byes. That's right, the New England Patriots who are dead, New England Patriots who are finished, the New England Patriots who are all these sorts of things. They somehow, some way had a bye. This week, the AFC teams, the 6th-seeded Indianapolis Colts, quietly 10-6, are playing the Houston Texans, who are 11-5. Houston Texans, your quarterback, my fucking guy, Deshaun Watson, my quarterback. That's my quarterback. It's my quarterback. You let my quarterback get sacked 60 fucking times. First of all, how the fuck are you guys 11-5? Number 1, your quarterback should not be sacked 60 times. Yes, Deshaun Watson runs. Yes, Deshaun Watson holds the ball a little bit too long, but 6-0, 6D times, 60 fucking times. Usually, a quarterback after a winning season, 11-5 is a winning season, the quarterback will buy the offensive line like gifts. Sometimes you've heard like Joe Montana would buy his offensive line cars. He'd buy his offensive line watches. This offensive line should be buying Deshaun Watson a new house. You should be ashamed of yourself. You let the quarterback get hit that fucking much. Same thing with the Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck just came off fucking back or neck surgery or some shit. He's also another one getting hit. Tom Brady's 41. He don't get hit. The other game is the Los Angeles Chargers playing the Baltimore Ravens, who beat their ass a few weeks ago. The Ravens, they fucked up the Los Angeles Chargers, which I'm still tempted, and my instinct is still to call them the San Diego Chargers. The NFC, our guy Sean P., the other Sean P., shout out to the great Sean P. from Brownsville, the rapper Sean Price. Sean Payton's New Orleans Saints are 13-3. They are the number 1 seed with the bye. The Los Angeles Rams, 13-3. They are the number 2 seed with the bye. The 8th seeded Philadelphia fucking Eagles at 9-7 are playing the 3rd seed Chicago Bears in the wild card playoff game. And the 5th seed Seattle Seahawks are playing the 4th seeded Dallas fucking Cowboys. The playoffs are here. Have no fear. The NFL, this is when it gets really good. I'm done with fantasy. I'm done with playoff weekly fantasy. Listen, if somebody talks real crazy and reckless to me, maybe I'll play them. But as far as I'm concerned, I am finished with fantasy football until July. You know what happens in July? July is when we start back up again. Scouting. Of course, we pay attention in the offseason a little bit. But champions, we're in Hawaii right now. After the win and the loss that I took in my 2 fantasy football leagues, right now, collectively, my fantasy football mind is in Hawaii. Literally, I'm in California. Fantasy football-wise, I'm in Hawaii. That being said, I love NFL playoff football, and I can't wait for these 4 wild card games to start this Saturday. This fucking Saturday. You know what that date will be? January 5th. January 5th of 2019. I'll say Happy New Year another time. In the NBA, we are in some sort of conundrum. I love Russell Westbrook. Love him. How could you not love Russell Westbrook? How could you not at least respect the shit out of him? The other day after a game, Russell Westbrook went on a tangent and said, while he was dressed up like a employee at Foot Locker, said, I'm the best rebounder at my position. I'm the best passer at my position. No, you're definitely not the best passer at your position. I'm the best defender at my position. I could do everything, and I pride myself on doing that. I respect all that. Why, Russ? Listen to this clip from the great Russell Westbrook.
Billy,
2 more for Russell.
George, right on down the line, they say no matter what your percentage is, they want you to stay aggressive. They want you to take the good looks. Is there ever a time where you're like, man, I'm not shooting it well tonight, and does it ever change your approach?
My approach never changes. Like I said, like I just told you, scoring the basketball is not the only thing I can do. I'm the best rebounder in my position, the best passer in my position, the best defender in my position. I can do everything, and I pride myself on doing that. And every night, I put a lot of pressure on myself to do it every single night. And if I'm scoring and ain't it that night, then I'll give somebody else to do it. But
you know what? You're definitely not the best at your position, Russell Westbrook. Winning championships. We could sit here and talk about Kevin Durant being a bitch and a snowflake and a, what do they call him, a snow cup and a cupcake and all that stuff, and he left and all that stuff. That's years ago. You guys sucked in the playoffs last year. You're playing well now. You got bumped out of the first round last year in the playoffs. Russ, as much as I love you, you're not winning jack shit this year. Yes, you're always a hard out because you're fantastic. Why are you would never hear players. Allen Iverson never talked like this. Ever. Never, ever, ever. Latrell Sprewell. Guy played his ass off. He played hard. Moses Malone. Larry Bird. Isaiah Thomas from the Detroit Pistons. Kobe. Shaq. He talked that way, but it was always like, self-effacing and being silly. But why are you talking about this in December? Like, yo, the only thing that matters is them fucking rings, my man. And the way everything is going, Russell Westbrook, and I love you, you ain't winning no fucking rings. So you're the best passer at your position? No, you're not. You're all these best things at your position, but are you the best winner at your position, Russell Westbrook? And I say that with no disrespect. Andrew Wiggins, when my man Steven Jackson said you were soft and all that stuff, I kind of felt bad for you, Duke. I think you're talented. I think you're bugging, though. Andrew Wiggins, they got booed the other night. He plays for the, he got booed specifically. He plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He shot 5 for 12 from the free throw line, and he got booed. You shot 5 for 12 at the free throw line. The motherfucker's getting paid $25.5 million a season. Now, I ain't counting pockets, but if you're getting paid $25.5 million a season, you should be able to at least shoot 70% from the free throw line. After that, soft-ass Andrew Wiggins said, we got a few shit fans and we got some good fans here in Minnesota. Duke, this ain't Canada. Andrew Wiggins is, of course, from Canada. This ain't Canada, my man. You don't talk about your fans like that. You shot 5 for 12. You are the problem. You should have booed yourself. You should have said they're right for booing me. Don't point the fucking finger. Point the finger at yourself, because when you're pointing outwards, everybody, while you're listening to this, point outwards. You see the 3 fingers? You see your pinky, your ring finger, and your middle finger, a.k.a. your fuck finger? They're pointing right back out you. So when you're pointing out at the people, there's 3 fingers pointing back at you. Duke, Andrew Wiggins, you butter soft. LeBron, I brought this up. I was on FS1, Undisputed, Skip, Shannon. I said, while you're hurt, LeBron, try to lay fucking low. Try to lay low. Let the young guys shine. Couldn't do it. He couldn't do it for one day. His first game back after the Christmas Day injury, LeBron James shows up to a game at Staples Center drinking wine out of a glass cup. That's right. Look it up. LeBron James showed up to an NBA game drinking wine. Of course, LeBron James is a grown-ass man, and it's not illegal to drink wine. He probably got driven to the game, so he wasn't drinking and driving. But you knew you were being filmed, LeBron James. You know no one's ever walked into the arena drinking wine. You're hurt. Why not have some wine before the game? Fine. Why don't you do it privately? Why you got to show up to a game you're not playing in drinking wine? Why do you need that much attention? And trust me, people out there, when I say he is aware of every single thing he tweets. He is aware of every single thing he Instagram stories. And he is aware of every single time he walks into a fucking arena. He's been doing it for 20 fucking years. He's had cameras on him every single step he takes, every little move he makes. Shout out to the great Bobby Brown. For 20 years now, 4 years of being in high school and 16 years of being in the NBA. 20 years. You knew when you showed up to the game drinking wine, people were talking about it. You're not playing. You're not part of the game, but you somehow, some way wanted all the fucking attention to be on you. You couldn't just show up dressed low-key and walk into the arena and support your team. Not only did he do that, the same game while he was on the bench, he's drinking what appears to be coffee out of a coffee cup. Him and Rondo, who's also hurt. They're drinking not Gatorade, not water. They're sipping on something in a coffee cup that I believe to be wine. Again, it's not against the law. You're not playing. You're a grown man. Why are you drinking? If it was coffee in the coffee cup, why are you drinking coffee when you're supposed to be cheering your team on, number one? Why do you want to bring attention to yourself every little step you take? Every little move you make, shout out again to Bobby Brown. You know the camera's on you. You want to, you love that attention. And then the thing in the last few days that really, and you know it's funny because people were like, yo, you're being so nice to LeBron all off season and all that stuff. And I said, don't worry, something will happen and I'll get in his ass. No, Bruno. And the thing that I found really offensive, he has a show, Uninterrupted, where him and his best friends sit there and talk. They talk about their friendship, how hard it was growing up, and what they've done with their lives. It was cool. They did a documentary about it a few years ago. It was cool. I've seen this story. Now you're beating a dead horse. It was on Uninterrupted, and while he was sitting there with his best friends, LeBron James said this about being the GOAT. He proclaimed himself the actual GOAT, the greatest of all fucking time, which really, the only greatest of all time in actuality is the great Muhammad Ali. But listen to LeBron James.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For
That's
so
what
many
I felt.
reasons.
I was super ecstatic to win one for Cleveland because of the 52-year drought. Like, I was ecstatic. Like, obviously, I showed that the first wave of emotion was when everyone saw me crying. Like, that was all for 52 years. Everything in sports was going on in Cleveland. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time. You know, everybody was just talking how they were the greatest team of all time. Like, they was the greatest team ever assembled. And for us to come back, you know, the way we came back in that fashion, I was like, you did something special. That's probably one of the only times in my career I felt like, oh shit, like you did something special. I haven't really had time to really like sit back and think, but that was a moment.
Crazy.
You needed to say it. First of all, the term GOAT is whack. It's overused. You needed to say it. The name of the show is Uninterrupted, and of course, LeBron James was uninterrupted by his friends, his crew of guys. No one wanted to raise the question, oh shit, you're saying you're the GOAT? Well, you know people are going to be like, what about Mike? What about Kobe? What about Larry? To make for good TV, to make for a good show. Well, you can't ask your friend. You can't raise a question to your friend LeBron. You've known him your whole life. You can't break his balls. You can't disagree with him. Then the perfect name of that show is Uninterrupted because LeBron James can talk uninterruptedly. Are you having some sort of midlife crisis, Duke? What about Kareem? What about Larry Bird? Some people go, oh, Larry Bird, he could. You don't think there were like high level, high jumping, fast athletes playing basketball when Larry Bird played? You don't think Larry Bird is one of the greatest of all time? Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson. You're not better than Michael Jordan. You talk about what you did in those finals versus the Golden State Warriors. You don't remind people that you, LeBron James, you got Draymond Green suspended. You didn't realize that he tried to kick you in the dick, missed, kicked your shorts until after the game when you saw the tape. That's a fucking fact. Yes, he was fantastic in that series. Yes, Game 7, he was ridiculous. What about when you got swept 4 games straight in 2018 and somehow, some way, won Athlete of the Year? What about when you lost 4-1 in 2017? You ain't the fucking GOAT. And if you were the fucking GOAT, you would never say you were the GOAT because GOATs don't do that unless your name is Muhammad Ali. Kareem never said that bullshit. Magic never said that bullshit. Kobe never said that bullshit. Michael Jordan never said that bullshit. Larry Bird never said that bullshit. Your show's whack. That's propaganda bullshit. What kind of show, what kind of friend sit there and lets you say some shit like that without even playing devil's advocate and asking you a question? Just like, yeah. We don't want to question him because if we question him, we're not going to get paid anymore. We're not going to get hooked up anymore. What kind of friends you got, Duke? What kind of show is uninterrupted when they actually leave you uninterrupted? They don't even pose any questions. Propaganda. That's a fucking propaganda television show that LeBron James is pumping out. Are you trying to get Luke Walton fired? Is that the goal? LeBron? Are you trying to get Luke Walton fired? That's my question for LeBron James. If anybody sees him, don't ask for a selfie. Just be like, yo, Mike Rapp wants to know, are you trying to get Luke Walton fired? Are you trying to bring back in Ty fucking Lue? Does he have all the answers? Is Ty Lue sway? You ain't got all the answers, sway, to quote Kanye West, who also is still freaking out. Kanye West, you are, man, you're a corny motherfucker, man. Kanye West went back on Twitter and he was complaining that Drake, who allegedly fucked his wife, I don't know if that's true. I don't play with that, but that's the allegations. He's questioning why Drake is following Kim Kardashian, his wife, on Instagram. And he just realized that Drake started following his wife, his Wiz, on Instagram in September. He just figured that out at the end of 2019. And then he tweets about it. Man, have you no self-respect, Duke? Have you no pride? Have you no fucking pride, Duke? That's my question for you, Kanye. Yeezy. Yeezus. Jesus. Yeezus. In other sporting news, Floyd Mayweather fought a Japanese kickboxer, a champion Japanese kickboxer, in a boxing match where the champion Japanese kickboxer could not kick. They fought in Japan on New Year's Eve. Floyd Mayweather knocked the guy down 3 times. Again, this is a kickboxer who couldn't kick. This was a joke. This was an event that some people paid money to see and to watch. And God bless these guys for getting paid to do something that pretty much is, you're tarnishing how much money do you need, Floyd Mayweather? Stop buying the car. If you're not going to box anymore, you're going to have to stop spending. If you're not making as much as you were making when you were boxing, you are going to have to stop spending. It's tough. You want to wind up broke? You did everything you can, Floyd Mayweather, to avoid getting hit. You didn't want to wind up punchy. You didn't want to wind up with CTE. You didn't want to wind up slurring. You did that fantastically. Now is phase 2. Do you want to wind up broke? You're 41, Duke. You're never going to get paid $9 million to fight another kickboxer who can't kick you.
I am Rapaport Podcast.
What happened to the Dwight Howard transsexual scandal? Remember that about a month ago? There was a transsexual that was all on Twitter saying that she had been with Dwight Howard and she was feeling like her life was threatened and the entire Washington Wizards team was threatening her life. And there was voicemails of Dwight Howard, and it seemed like this is the end of Dwight Howard and this is the craziest shit. And now it's just gone. What happened to the Dwight Howard transsexual scandal? Where the fuck did that whole thing go? I'm just asking. All right. The time has come. As I told you later on in the episode, after I make this very, very huge announcement, Josh Hart of the Los Angeles Lakers, Villanova Wildcat, national champion, and budding superstar for the Los Angeles Lakers, is rocking with us on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. And it is a dope interview about his journey, what it's like to play with LeBron now, what it was like dealing with the LeVar Ball, Lonzo Ball craziness of his rookie season and Lonzo Ball's rookie season, and just so many more gems. But right now, I have to make the big boy decision. It was not easy. Okay. And as I said, a lot of thought, a lot of care goes into the Sick Fuck of the Year award. A lot of thought, a lot of care goes into the Sick Fuck of the Week segment. It is an award-winning segment. Okay? That's right. The Sick Fuck of the Week segment itself, we've won awards for this segment. Okay, it is a polarizing segment in the podcast community, in pop culture. I laid the seeds out. We had the final six, the sweet six, the 6-6 as they're calling it. And here we are. Miles, please give me the music. Miles and Jordan and the entire I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast community, everybody had a little hand in this, but inevitably said, Dingo, that's me, Gringo Man Dingo. They call me the Gringo Man Dingo, a.k.a. the Jake LaMotta of podcasting, a.k.a. White Mike, a.k.a. the White Chocolatito, a.k.a. Bird, a.k.a. the Pusha T of podcasting, and so on and so forth. People reached out to me and said, Dingo, you have to make the decision. It is on you. A lot of people said, I'd love to have my hand in it, but inevitably it is on you. And after thinking about it, running the numbers, crunching the numbers, making decisions, changing my decision, it came down to two. It came down to two, and then there was one. The 2018 Sick Fuck of the Year award goes to, can I get a drum roll, Miles? The 2018 Sick Fuck of the Year goes to the man in Thailand, Suit, whatever the fuck your last name is, 39 years old, who had been drinking with his best friend. He felt that the best friend tried to seduce his wife. He then got into a little altercation with the gentleman. He got a fruit peeling knife from the drawer, got the man down, cut his dick off with a fruit peeling knife, threw the appendage outside while the pet dogs ate the man's loaf. This was the sickest fuck of 2018 in a year of so many sick fucks. Congratulations to the 16 finalists and, of course, the Sweet Six sickest fucks of 2018. This was a tough decision. Again, it could have easily went to the guy who fucked the beaver on the side of the road. It could have easily went to the woman who cooked her then boyfriend's chihuahua in an oven, and so forth and so on. There's so many sick fucks, but one man really stood out from all the rest, and it was the gentleman that cut his best friend's penis off and then fed it to the dogs. Miles, Jordan, thank you for your help. I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast community, thank you for your help. Sick Fuck of the Week, Whisper, Mike Schaefer, Paul Wall, all of you, all the Instagrammers, thank you for all your help organizing, sending up a great suggestions throughout 2018. We hope to have a fantastic Sick Fuck of the Week segment throughout 2019. And it's time now for Josh Hart. Josh Hart, LA Laker, coming up next on the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. All right, Josh Hart, Los Angeles Laker, is here in the house on the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. How you doing, my man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. You know, it's great to have you here. I appreciate you coming. You know, I got so many questions to ask you. I know you're a big gamer. Your career at Villanova. I grew up a big Big East fan. You know, in the Villanova, Georgetown, and the McLean boys, and Pinckney, and St. John's. Probably, you know, same with you. But you're like the team that you're on now. Like last year was nuts for the Lakers.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, like the Lonzo Ball craziness, which tempered out, and I think it's probably good for him that it tempered out. And then it chills out for a minute, and then you have the LeBron James craziness.
Yeah.
You know, your impression and imagination and thoughts and hopes of dreams of, forget even playing, of being in the NBA, walking into the chaos, the craziness, the hoopla of being a Laker. How beyond your expectations has that been? Like how much like crazier has that been than you even would have imagined about your first 2 years in the NBA?
Way crazier than I thought. Obviously, like, first of all, you get drafted to the Lakers, so it's like the Lakers. Everyone in LA loves the Lakers. So it's like, okay, cool, I'm in a good fan base, but then you, like you said, you have Lonzo and LeVar, and then you have that kind of stuff kind of around, so it escalates even more. And we had a good summer league, so that escalated even more.
Right.
And then
which seems like 7 years ago.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
summer league.
It feels long ago. And then played the season. We had an okay year. And then LeBron, then we got LeBron, and everything just shot up, and expectations shot up. The fan base was even more electric than it was last year. Everything is just amplified. Everything's under a microscope now. So it's like if I was in a smaller market,
Pretty
Milwaukee,
much anywhere.
Yeah, Oklahoma City, it's like obviously they got the fan base love, but you're not under as much of a microscope as you are in LA, being a Laker with Lonzo Ball, LeBron James, Kuzmania, all
right.
that.
I mean, that's like that aspect of it. Is it like what you imagined about being in the NBA and then actually being there and being with the Lakers? Is it more than you imagined? Just forget basketball.
Yeah, I definitely didn't even
just
answer that question.
The scrutiny of it.
Yeah, it's definitely more than I imagined.
Because everything you guys do, every game, if it's a win, if it's a loss, I was saying last night, I love Luke Wall. I loved when he played with Lakers. I used to hang out with Lucas, see Luke. His father. You want to see Luke do good. You lose the game, you got thrown out. And then I'm saying to myself, this guy lost 2 games. Tomorrow, people are going to be like, they're firing Luke.
Yeah.
If they won 2 games, we don't need LeBron. It's like if you had won the last 2 games, you don't need LeBron. If you lose the last 2 games, fire Luke. It's insane. So how do you, in all honesty, close the ears to that craziness?
It's hard because, like you said, we beat Golden State now, and then we beat Golden State, so it was game plan was amazing. Luke's a great coach. We finished the last the half of the third and the fourth without Bron, the young core stepping up, everything's good, and then we lose to Sacramento on a buzzer beater, and then we lost to the Clippers yesterday, and it's oh my god, let's everyone's panicking. So
trade the whole team.
Exactly. I could have 20 points one game, and then the next game I have I'm not shooting the ball well. I have 3 points. I go for 2 for 10 from the field, and everyone's oh, we gotta trade them. So it's the hardest part is just tuning it out, because obviously you say oh, it's only about the guys in the locker room. It's only about who we have on the team, but it's hard to tune them out. But that's what you got to try your best to, because no matter what, if you play well, they're gonna praise you. If you play, they're gonna talk about you. If you don't play well, they won't praise you, but they're still going to talk about you. So you just got to try to block it out as best you can.
When you say block it out, does it mean you're a kid? How old are you?
23.
So you grew up with social media.
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine since you were 9, 10, phones, this has been part of your life. You're a social media kid. You're 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You're not off your phone. You're not off Instagram completely. You're not off Twitter. You watch ESPN, I'm sure. When you say block it out, how do you block it out when literally in this day and age with social media, you could be all right, well, I'm not watching TV. Okay.
Yeah.
But then your phone, and then this text and that text and that tweet, and you're scrolling through Ball Is Life, and you see that, and how do you, when you say tune it out, how do you tune it out?
Yeah. So for me, there's been times where I just deleted the apps altogether. There was
where you just have to get rid of it.
Yeah, there was a span where I just 5 or 6 games I just wasn't playing well, and I was just I'm gonna go on and I follow all my teammates. I follow a couple of Laker Laker pages or whatever on Instagram, so I know if I go on my little explore page, even if I don't want to see stuff, I'm gonna see stuff about basketball. I'm gonna see reports of whatever Laker things going on. So sometimes I just delete Twitter, delete Instagram, delete Snapchat off my phone just entirely. And then half the time I'm sitting there wondering all right, what am I supposed to be doing? Because I'm usually just I'm constantly on my phone. Yeah. So sometimes I just delete the app, delete the apps in general, and just won't even look. And then but I mean, I can't be a hypocrite with it, because sometimes when I'm doing well, it's okay, I want to see that I'm doing well. But I just try to, just get away from it as best as I can.
Last year, I think all the fans, I imagine, Lonzo was in your draft class. Everybody was hard on him. I talked shit about him. Everybody talked. It was like you couldn't not.
Yeah.
It was so nuts with the introduction to the world to LeVar and Lonzo and the draft. It was crazy. And this is a human being to you. This is a friend. This is a teammate. This is somebody you probably played AAU with in tournaments and this stuff. How was it for you guys? Because I remember Kuzma at one point was being asked about LeVar, and I was like, this dude's been in the league 20 games.
Yeah.
He's being asked about his teammate's father.
Yeah.
Not a coach, not a GM. He's having to answer about his friend's father, who the rest of the world's like, this guy's crazy. How crazy was that hecticness of last year in regards to, like, you probably were asked about it?
It was weird, and sometimes it's uncomfortable because it's like I don't want to like this is my teammate, this is his dad. Like,
It's a real person.
Yeah, it's like
that you probably know in a 360 way.
Exactly. Like I know him, without the cameras and all that, and he's super cool.
It's a person.
Dude. So it was. At first, it was kind of uncomfortable because it's like, I'm not trying to talk about this guy's dad. I'm not trying to enter any of that business. So at first, it was just uncomfortable. And then after that, and then sometimes I felt bad for Zoe because I'm like, he was under so much scrutiny. He was criticized so much, partly because of his dad. But it's like, if you know Zoe,
it was because of his dad.
Yeah. And at the time, he's 18, almost about to be 19. Nice kid. If you don't really know him, kind of quiet at times. So, we're over there, build a relationship with him, trying to get him out his shell, and he's has all that negativity around him with the media. So it was hard, and it was kind of uncomfortable at first, just because like you didn't want to say anything that would be weird and make the your relationship with him weird because you're saying something about his dad or not saying something. It was just really weird.
Yeah, it seemed like, because it's such a unusual. I mean, it's not even like Magic or Luke or even another teammate. It's like going to another level and not another player in the league. It's like, it was just, I remember Kuzma answering the question, but I was like, he did it well. And I remember you guys was like, I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
It's like not shit talking. It's like a whole other thing. You three, Kuz, Lonzo, and yourself, what is that like being young stars in Los Angeles? And that bond that you guys have, because Lonzo has his scrutiny. You were a champion at Villanova, but you didn't have this, Jason Tatum, Lonzo Ball thing. And Kuzma, it was like, if you didn't know who he was in college, it was like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
What has that bond been for, you three guys?
It's been good, honestly. And like you said, all three of us kind of have different roles and different paths. Obviously Zoe was more talked about, guy coming in, and then Kuz, everyone was kind of like, who's that? And then I got drafted and it's like, okay, he won a championship at Villanova, but we don't really know how he'll go, how he'll do in the league. And then unfortunately, my first summer league, I got hurt, and then Kuz did very well. So then you kind of got Kuz mania then. So you had Lonzo Ball and everything. You had Kyle Kuzma with Kuz mania. And then for me, it was just kind of like, okay, I'm hurt in some league. The first couple of games of the season, I was hurt. I didn't really play. So we saw all three sides of the spectrum. So when Zoe's down and when Kuz is down, I can talk to them because I've been there. Or when I'm having success, those guys can talk to me about being staying level-headed and not letting it get to my head because they've been there. So it's actually been good that all three of us had a different path because we can talk about the highs, but we can talk about the lows and help each other through it.
And LeBron, I'm sure at one point you're a video game guy. I know you're a Fortnite dude. I also want to offer my services because I'm sure a lot of times you play Fortnite anonymously because you can't. But I wanted to offer my services to one night be your shit talker. So I'll be your shit. You be the you be the brawn. I'll be the you be the brains. I'll be the brawn.
We can do that.
Okay. But LeBron James, who everybody, he's LeBron James. This is like, for me, it's comparisons like if I'm working with Denzel Washington or Robert De Niro. It's like you grew up watching him. You watched him when you were a kid, and you last year you're playing against him, even if it was just scatterly. You probably played him on NBA 2K at some point. Mm-hmm. What has been the most impressive thing about LeBron James that we don't see? Like, what is it like being a LeBron James teammate behind closed doors?
It's actually great, honestly, because the first time I met him and hung out with him, I left thinking like, damn, this guy, he's a really nice guy. That was my impression when I left. Because obviously you see these guys, they get to the level they at, because they got a chip on their shoulder, because they're hungry. So sometimes they come across as assholes, or sometimes they're kind of like full of themselves.
Right.
But I walked away. I'm like, yo, this dude is really he's really a nice dude. He generally cares about some of the younger guys. He cares about what's going on. He always said if there's anything going on in our lives, we can always go to his house and chill out and get away from it. So, I mean, it's actually been really good, and that's something that people don't see. They see the fire, on the court, but you see what he does, as being an activist with opening the school and just talking publicly about certain things. But you don't see just like the true guy that he is, and he's just a nice dude, goofy, just like one of us.
And what about his work ethic that we don't see? Because, he's got a legendary work ethic. He's first in the gym. Mm-hmm. Like, have you seen that firsthand in terms of like, and what is it? Like, what is the deal with him? Like, in terms of, you're like, oh shit, this is really like the guy.
Yeah, you see it every day. You're there, you see him get shots up, but, obviously guys go in, some guys go in, they party the night before, they go in 10 minutes of practice, they get up a couple shots, and then they head out. He's there at least 2 hours early to every practice. He gets a big lift in. It's not like he's over there just throwing up little weights. He has a lift in.
He's lifting.
He's taking care of his body. He's doing treatment. He's stretching. Then he'll get out there. Then he'll get shots up. Do a little workout. And then we'll practice, and then after that, he'll get shots up after, and then he'll go do treatment, and then he'll head home.
So when you're seeing this, and you're like, everybody, there's certain players, whether it's LeBron, Russ, the guys that came before you, Steph, and all that stuff. When you're seeing this, you're like, yo, I need to get, like, is it inspiring you, or is it overwhelming?
At first, you just kind of like overwhelmed because this is his 16th year. And someone which is nuts. It's crazy. Someone who's been as successful as he has, someone who has made as much money he has. When you're getting this late into your career, this is when you kind of like just kind of tone it down, just kind of relax in a sense. But he kind of, it looks like he amps it up. So you're seeing that, and it's contagious because you're like, okay, you go get shots with him, or like you talk to him about certain film aspects of it, or you're trying to figure out what he does to take care of his body, because he hasn't had a major injury. So it's contagious because you're like, okay, you see him doing this, like, I got it, let me kind of take notes. Let me see what he does. Let me do what he does, because he's the best in the world for a reason.
And what about Magic? Like, you're 23. Mm-hmm. So for me, like, Magic is like my LeBron, one of several LeBrons. What is Magic like? What is Magic Johnson to you? Like, and what has been your experience with Magic?
Yeah, so obviously, Magic's Magic. But it's weird because I'm from the East Coast, so obviously it was growing up. It was always about East Coast guys, always about people that was from Maryland, from New York, from Philly. But we didn't really. It wasn't so much about, the legends in the West, and then we come here, and obviously I knew Magic was, the best point guard ever, top 5 player to ever play the game. But you see him, and then you just, it's crazy just being around him, because like he has this, like, like when you're around a great one, like whether it's an actor or athlete whatever it is, you're like, you walk in and like you feel his presence.
Yeah. And
like when Magic goes in, he literally lights up the room. Everyone's like, oh wow, it's Magic. And they'll be tense at first, and he'll come in and crack a joke, and then you just hear the whole room laugh, and everything's free flowing. So
he does have this special thing about him, like off the court, that nickname is probably the best.
Exactly, because like when you
it's just a thing.
It's just like a glow. He's like when you're around him, you're like this is really cool.
Now, when you see him now, Magic's, I don't know how old he is now. He's heavier. You like, I could have bust this dude's ass. Or if you watched enough tape to be like and realize how there'd be no LeBron James.
Yeah, without Magic.
Just in terms of like a 6'9" guy dribbling the ball was so foreign to us. It was literally like where one day there's going to be like some 7'6" dude dribbling the ball. Like it'd be foreign to you. Like it was so foreign. Like, have you watched it, like absorbed it enough? There's no right or wrong answer. I mean, if you didn't see it firsthand, it's never going to be the same thing. But like,
I mean, you see the clips of what he did and like what he was able to do, and it's even now it'll be crazy to see it in today's game,
right?
So I see him now, and like even obviously he's a little older, a little bigger, but like you can still see, like you can tell, like he's strong. He's sometimes you see him, and you're like, oh man, he might be able to get out here and run with us.
Does he ever come into practice?
Yeah, he'll come into practice.
Does he ever like any sort of instruction? Like, have you ever had like where he's actually physically either before practice or after practice?
Yeah, whenever he's there, no matter who it is, and that's the beauty of him, because he, when he played, he was able to play all 5 positions. So, he's able to kind of talk to every single one of us and about certain different things. So there's times he'll call Lonzo over before practice, after practice, even sometimes during practice, and give him like a quick thing. There have been times he talked to me about my he wasn't even much of a shooter, but there are times he'll talk to me about my shot or stuff like that. But
he didn't need to.
Yeah, he didn't really need to. But I mean, he's able to talk, and there's times he talks to some of our bigs. So it's really cool to see him, still there, obviously trying to help us learn about the game, and he's been inspirational for all of us.
All right, I want to talk to you about Villanova. The 2016 NCAA Finals with North Carolina was such a game. I mean, you showed up huge in that game. You hit the free throws with 13 seconds
left. Nobody remembers. Nobody remembers my 2 free throws, but I was the clutch one.
You were the clutch one.
Yeah.
When you're like that much pressure, do you remember like seeing that? Like, remember what you were feeling? Like, where's your heart at that point? Like, in terms of like your composure, your breathing, your nerves. What do you remember about those free throws?
Yeah,
I remember.
Yeah, so I was on like going down. I think we broke the press. I forgot who got the ball on like the top of half court on the right side of the court. They passed it to me. I was on like the left side, and I see Chris Jenkins on the opposite side, and I'm thinking, there ain't no goddamn way I'm throwing this ball. Because if I throw this shit and it's a turnover and they come back and dunk this, I'm gonna be heartbroken. So I'm like, I'm gonna just get the foul and go to the free throw line. So I was cool and composed, because we always talk about it.
This is like Disney.
Yeah, I know. But I was cool. I was cool for a minute, because we practice free throws every day and practice, do all that stuff. And then Chris Jenkins was one of my best friends. He walks up to me, he's like, you better make these 2 shits. I'm like, oh God. And then I shoot the first shit, and I swore, I think it's short. I'm like, oh, right when I shoot the ball, right when I release it, I'm like, oh dang, this is just short, dog.
Are you in your body at that point? Do you know what I'm saying?
The first one, not really. I was confident, but I was still like a little nervous.
Was the arena loud?
Arena was, I don't even remember. I honestly don't even remember. I remember shooting that shot, and I'm just thinking in my head, I'm like, shit, this is short. And then it was all net. I'm like, oh, thank God. And
Did you feel the pressure was off at that one?
I was like, okay, whew. Like,
it kind of brings you back into
like, no matter what, we're up 2 now. And then I go up to shoot the second one, and only thing I'm thinking is, the last one felt like it was going to be short. I'm like, this shit cannot be short. So if you look at, I think that one hits like the back rim or something and goes in, or it's like, or a little strong, and I'm just like, thank God. thank God I at least put us up 3. And then Marcus Page makes some, everyone's like, oh, he made an amazing shot. That was some bullshit. He made that, but then he was able to hit the clutch 3 at the end. So,
and there can't be anything better than that.
Nah, it was right when Chris shoots that shot. All I remember was like this thing. I'm like, damn, give me one, Chris. Then he cashes out, and I like the next 2-3 minutes, I don't even remember. I just black out. It was literally the best feeling I could have had and had, even better than getting drafted, better than playing my first NBA game, because it was like, I did this with a group of guys, and like we have this, like, no matter what, in 2070 when they're playing, and guys in the NCAA, you look at that record book in 2016, it's going to say Villanova Wildcats. So, I mean, it's the best feeling.
Your coach, Jay Wright, he's one of these guys, like when you hear him talk as a fan, you just know that he has command of the players. He loves basketball. He understands basketball just by hearing him talk, to Dick Vitale or to this one or that one. What makes him such a great coach? I'm sure there's a list of things, but like, what are some of the things that you learned about basketball, details, specifics that you still apply today?
Yeah. So, whenever anyone asks me about him, I would say like, he's good as a coach. Like he's not going to be the greatest X and O's guy. He's not going to run, a play and have 4 different screens, 10 different passes. It looks beautiful, and like he gets all the credit for it. The best thing that he does, he's able to make adjustments to how other teams are playing, but like he's able to get the best out of every player. He's able to drive every player to be the best that they can, and he's able to really lock in and make us have an attention to detail that's literally on point. So we know no matter, everything is the same. Everything we do is so meticulous in how we jump stop, what pivot foot we're doing, and everything like that. So that's what makes him great, and that's what really separates him, because he gets guys who want to be a part of something, so that's how he starts recruiting. He's able to recruit the perfect guys for that system who want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And
is that articulated? Like, was that part?
It
like,
is.
you guys were understanding that?
Yeah, he tells you straight up. He doesn't sugarcoat anything. He tells you straight up. He's like, this is like, it's not about you when you come in. Like even before you come in, before you sign your letter of intent, before you commit there, when he's talking to you on the phone, meeting you, he's saying it's about the program. It's about the guys who sacrificed before I even got there. The guys in 2012, the guys in 2000, guys in 95, 80, when they won the championship at 85. It's about those guys. It's not about us. So he articulates that before anything happens, and then
so in terms of like the one and done thing, he's clear, like he doesn't want one and doneers.
I wouldn't say he wouldn't want them. Like if they wanted to come and be over themselves and be a part of something bigger, then I think he thought they were bought in enough to do that. He would definitely do it. But I mean, he doesn't need them, and he says that he's like, I don't really care to get them. If I get them, cool. If not, it is what it is.
And your team and that and him and Villanova seem to be taking pride in that we're here, we're winning championships, we're competing. The 4-year thing, which is so rare now, which I think is a good thing, and there needs to be some sort of balance, because some of these dudes are one and done. They come in the league. It's literally like rolling the dice.
Yeah.
It's 19-year-old athletes.
Yeah.
When you get to the NBA, that shit doesn't, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. It's Is he going to grow into something? Is he going to be the next Kevin Durant? Who the hell knows? Kevin Durant came in the NBA. He was Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing with Villanova that they have there. Are you still in touch with Villanova? Like, is that still?
I talk to I go back during the summers. I work out there. I talk to Coach Wright all the time. I talk to some of the assistant coaches. Whenever I'm in Philly, I go and hang out, with some of those guys, and the coaching staff. That's always going to be home for me. The people that are there, always family.
What is it like being in Philadelphia, a Villanova star? I always loved the city of Philadelphia. You're from Maryland.
It was cool. It's cool because Philly fans. Philly fans are probably the worst fans in the world. Just in terms of, if you're good, they will ride and die with you. But if you suck, they're definitely gonna let you know. And luckily, my 4 years we were good. We were really good. But there was a couple games where we got our ass kicked and we got our ass booed. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, oh my! Like we're down 30 to Creighton my freshman year, and we're getting at home and we're getting booed. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, oh shit! Like
you can feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it, and you're like damn! Like there's a difference between losing and getting booed off your home court. Right. And we got booed off our home court, and we're just there like, that shit can't happen again. Like we can't let that happen again. And obviously
they threw snowballs at Santa Claus.
Exactly. Like, you know,
This
like
is
I
what
said-
the kind of people are in Philadelphia. They do
Yeah,
snowball,
exactly.
which I
That's how
admire
you
as a
know.
New York fan.
That's how you know. Like, don't get me wrong, they ride or die with you like no other fan base. But these dudes threw snowballs. You got to be just an evil person to throw snowballs, and they did it. So I mean, hey, they're definitely different, but I mean, they're loyal.
Jalen Brunson, Bridges, my son Dante DiVincenzo, who make sure you tell him if he dreams of looking as good as me, he should slap himself. You guys are all in the NBA now. Are you in communication with these guys? Have you played against some of your former teammates?
Yeah, so I played against Mikal 3 times, I think, already. Kicked his ass all 3. We played against Dallas once so far this year. We actually play him in like a week. We play him down in Dallas. You know, Tay, we haven't played Tay yet. I played Amari. So, you know, I've played all those guys. I've been in touch with all of them. I think, you know, I have Mikel's Phoenix jersey in my my closet. I'm gonna get Jalen. I'm gonna get all, you know, one of all those guys. But you know, those are my brothers. Those are my guys who, you know, I try to teach while I was at Villanova. Try to teach them how that program is. How to teach them, you know, how to sacrifice, have the attention to detail, stuff like that. And you know, it was easy to do that because they were very willing to learn. But it's also easy when you win. So when we're, you know, it's easy. So we won a lot. You know, Mikel and Jalen. You know, I think they either Jalen started, Mikel came off the bench.
Right.
You know, when we won the national championship my year, and then they won one last year. So, you know, I talk to those guys all the time. I actually just talked to Jalen today. You know, FaceTiming with him. But, you know, I talk to those guys at least once a week.
Hey, I love it. I love it. Your draft class last year, Fultz, Lonzo, De'Aaron Fox, who's he's sick,
Killing.
Markkanen, Justin Jackson, Jason Tatum, Frankie Cigarettes, Frankie Nicolina, Dennis Smith, all these guys. Who out of these? Donovan, who I love, friend of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Who out of these guys did you grow up, you know, in college or in high school going against? And when you were younger, and who was like out of that crew that came in your draft class was the best in high school that you remember? If you played against any of them while you were in high school?
Yeah, actually, I don't really know if I played with too much of them. I knew
Because they're all younger, right?
Yeah, they were all younger. I knew Kuz. I did a couple of camps with Kuz. I knew Donovan a little bit just because his best friend was my roommate. You know, in college. I think those were Markel folks. I knew him just because he was from the same area that I am.
But are you guys all kind of like, yo, we're going to be in the NBA? Like when you're that young, like, are you like, oh yeah, you know Donovan's going to be good, you know Kuzma's going to be like
Nah,
is it,
not really, because like,
or is it all like you're just kids?
we all we're kids. I mean, that's what, and I have a good relationship with those guys, and you know, I think all those guys, you know, I have relationships with, but you know, guys like Donovan, guys like Kuz, it's always a little more genuine, just because you know we were always in the same spot. Like we weren't one and done. We weren't, you know, top 5 picks. It was, you know, Donovan when he was coming out, you know, before he killed shit in his workouts. It was like, oh, is he even going to get drafted in the first round? And now he was a runner-up for the Rookie of the Year. I thought he should have got it, but
Me too.
You know, he just got his first signature shoe with Adidas. You know,
He's such a good dude.
Yeah, great dude, and that's
Like
what makes
genuinely like a good person.
Exactly. That's why you root for him so much, because like he's a good dude. He's a good person. And then Kuz, same thing, was supposed to be like a late second round pick coming in, and now he's, you know, doing as well as he's doing, and he's a you know, a great kid. You know, still gives back to Flint, knows where he came from. So I have good relationship with those guys just because, you know, we weren't the highly touted guys. We weren't the obvious choices. It was like, okay, they might be good, but you know, we'll take the, you know, we'll rather roll the dice on, you know, one of these one and done guys that might not pan out, but they have the quote unquote potential.
So for you personally, the thing I love about your game is like, I don't want to say like Russell Westbrook, but there's a tenacity that you play with. Like there's like a full tilt that you play with. There's like a one speed, you know, all out that you play with. when you were your first year, you got hurt. You mentioned in summer league. When did you start to feel? And I'm sure you're not fully there yet. You're still playing. You're still young. But was there a moment where you were like, I could do this. Like I could play NBA basketball. Like was there something that clicked in your head, or was there like a cut to the basket, or like where you were like said, I'm an NBA basketball player?
Yeah, so for me, it was more so towards the end of my my rookie year,
Which is last year.
Yeah, so
Does it seem like lifetimes ago?
it does. It feels long as hell. Like if you
And it's not even a year ago.
Yeah, if you told me like that was 8 months ago, I wouldn't believe it because that's how long ago it feels. But end of last year, I was playing a little bit, and I was doing okay. I was being solid, and then I broke my hand, and then I was out for like 14 games towards the end of the year, and then I got surgery. I came back, and I played like the last like 9 games of the year, and they gave me the option. I could do surgery and come back and maybe play the last 8-9 games of the year, or just let it heal naturally and just be out for the season. And I was just like, nah, like fuck it, I want to go play. And that last 8-9 games, I did really well. I think I scored 20 in like 4 or 5 of those 8 or 9 games, and that's when I was just really like, okay, I can do this. Like that's when I was really I can really play and really hoop in this league. The time before I got hurt, I was doing times I started, I was doing well. I think I was like tied for first of shooting guards and double doubles all last year. So like I was comfortable. I was even getting double doubles, but it wasn't until the end of the year till I really felt like it, because it was like, okay, all in all, besides the injury, I felt like my body of work, I felt positive with it, and I thought I was going in the right direction. I was like, I can hoop in this league.
What your style of play, like I was saying, that tenacity, that high speed, obviously, because you actually move at a high speed. Because when I played in my head, I thought I was moving at a high speed. I was moving at a really slow speed. But your style of play, where did that come from? And like when you were growing up, who were your guys that you loved, that you emulated, that you watched, that like inspired you literally as a basketball player?
Yeah. So what it really came from, obviously, it worked with my parents. It came from my parents, sorry, because they were just two blue collar, hardworking people. Don't really complain, don't make excuses. So that's kind of how it started. And then my dad just kind of, will always take me to the shoot or work, have me do workouts and all that in the park, even though he didn't really do basketball. He was a baseball guy. But they just kept driving me. And my dad's always told me, you see the ball, go get it, or just be the hardest working out, person out there. So some people, they say it, and it's like, okay, cool. Like I'm supposed to be the hardest working person, but when you see someone do it day in and day out, it rubs off on you. And that's really how I really started doing, playing that hard and just having that mentality. And then growing up, D Wade was my favorite player. So I used to see, his will to win. Like he did, anything he could. He scored, rebound, defended, blocked shots, got steals. Like he did anything he could do. And that was really evident in that 2006 finals where he really carried that team to that ring. So that's what I saw growing up. And then my AAU team takeover was, my coach was hard on me, cursing at me all the time. My high school coach was tough, cursing at me. Coach Wright, drives you and curses at you. So like I always had that chip on my shoulder. And even if I ever slipped up a little bit, one of my coaches would be there to call me out on it.
When you say D Wade, he's obviously, he's saying he's retired, although he's had games this year where you're like, you could do another year, but it seems like he's done. What is it like for you to get on the court with somebody that means that much to you? To get out there and be like, I got to bust this guy's ass. I got to shut him down. I know his moves. I know he's going to do the step back. Like, what is that? Is it surreal when you're out there playing against people that really mean that much to you?
Yeah, it is. So like my first, NBA start was last year, like last December. We were playing in Cleveland. So that we were playing D Wade, we were playing Bron.
Oh, when D Wade was still there.
Yeah, when he was there, and that was my first time I was ever starting doing all. So I'm like starting on them, and I'm just like, yo, this is crazy. Like this is really wild. And like
when you walked out for the jump ball, Had that been the first time you met D Wade?
I met him before, and he was really cool. But it was just like there's a difference between meeting him and playing like pickup to then to suiting up in the NBA game, and that was crazy. But I think it was the time I really felt it and how it was really surreal was this past year. His last game at Staples. Obviously, you had the whole him and LeBron last game against each other, and obviously I'm cool with him and I have a relationship with him. And I remember at the end of the game, I think Kyle says something to me. He's like, "Stay down on a shot fake or something," because that's all D Wade will step back, shot fake, try to get the foul. And I just says, and I'm guarding, and D Wade's right next to me, and I'm just sitting there, I'm like, man, I watched this dude for my whole childhood. I know exactly what the hell he's gonna do. So, and he hears that, and he started saying, I forgot what he said back. But I think that was like the moment I was really seeing him like, yo, this is really.
Did you stay down on the shot fake?
Yeah, I did stay down on the shot fake, so I was good. But that was like the moment I'm just saying like this is crazy. Like this was my idol. This was the reason why I wear the number I wear. The reason why I play as hard as I play. And then this is my last game I'm playing against him. I'm able to guard him for most of the game and do that. So it was dope.
What's another memory from last season where you were out there on the court? Or playing against somebody that you respected and and you're actually out there on them.
KD, I remember we were playing at home, and I'm not sure what happened. I think Bi got hurt. So and y'all know KD says he's 6'11", but he's definitely a 7-footer.
He's 7 feet.
Definitely 7 foot. I don't know why he doesn't want to be a footer, but
I think it's good for his legacy to be 7 feet because he's so
he's
so nasty and so disrespectful, and like what he does gets taken for granted because there's no highlights. Also,
Yeah.
He dropped 41 against the Clippers the other day. It was like it wasn't even nothing.
Yeah,
because there's
nothing
no
about it.
dunks. There's some crossovers, but no one's falling. Like I think he should start saying he's 7'1".
Yeah, for real. So Bi gets hurt. Bi was guarding him. So I'm in the game. I sub in for Bi. So I think it's like Lonzo or KCP's in or something. Then we have Julius Randle and Kyle Kuzma in. So somehow my ass ends up guarding KD, getting matched up with KD. I'm sitting here. I'm like, I'm 6'5". This dude is at least 7 foot. A walking bucket wherever the hell he is on the court. So I think like the first 3 plays, and like I knew him just from growing up being in the same area. First 3 plays I get on him, he roasts my ass. And I think I'm playing good defense. He doing fade away, one-legged, mid-range, all net. I'm just sitting here like, don't get me wrong, this is cool. I'm playing against a dude, from the same area and all that, but he is torching my ass. So that was probably one of the other moments where I was just like, damn, this is cool. But he's busting my ass on offense right now. That's probably one of the other ones.
Who's the biggest trash talker in the NBA right now? Because the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast is a shit-talking extravaganza. Who won't shut up? Obviously, Draymond, whether he's talking to himself. What is he saying out there? Who is he talking to? Everybody? Himself? Anybody? He's like the ghost of Kevin Garnett.
So for us, it's always funny because obviously I haven't been on any team but the Lakers. But it's hilarious when we play them because, we kind of let him shoot. We back off and play try to, stop Steph and KD and stuff like that. So and a lot of teams let him shoot. So we have Luke Walton, who used to be a coach at Golden State. So I guess him and Draymond used to shoot shots together and stuff like that. So whenever we play them and he makes a shot, he immediately looks to the bench, starts talking shit to Luke, and starts talking shit to B. Shaw, one of our or one of our other coaches. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, so he
thrives off it.
Thrives off. He loves it. And I would ask Luke about it, and I'll say something about Luke. How was it? Like he was like, I loved it. He cause we're going. He'll curse me out literally every day. But when you see him, just watch when we play him next time. If he makes a 3 and he's wide open, no one's guarding him, he's gonna look at the bench and immediately start talking shit. So
he needs it.
He needs it. It doesn't. He doesn't do it. He doesn't do it to talk trash to the other guy. I think he really does it to fuel himself.
I think so too.
Yeah.
He did it the other day, and I was like, He was talking to somebody. I was like, "This is not a show. Like this is like eating cereal."
Yeah, he'll do it to like a random dude that's just like a bench warmer that's nobody really.
That
Like
might have nothing to do, but in his
nothing,
head.
but in his head, he's like, oh, I need this.
Who else in the NBA is a talker?
Pat Bev. Pat Bev's a shit talker.
Wait a second. What the fuck was going on? Pat Beverly, Lonzo Ball's first game. That could be a 30 for 30 short.
Yeah,
Is it true, or did you witness Pat Beverly going at him in the locker room by the thing?
No. Are you talking about the one with CP? The one we had?
No. I'm talking about Pat Beverly, Lonzo's first game.
Nah. He didn't do nothing like that. But you just knew because I think it all started. I think someone asked LeVar about like Lonzo and Steph Curry or something like that, and I think LeVar said whatever LeVar says, and Pat Bev tweets. I think like quote tweeted or something. It was like, "Oh, he got his first game with me first," or he said something like that. And I saw that. Me and Koo saw it, and we looked at each other and we were like, "Oh shit!" Like Pat Bev, he's a little junkyard dog, shit talker, and all that. It's exactly what you would think, right? So his first game.
That was crazy.
Pat Bev's picking up full court. You can tell he doesn't want Zoe to get this ball past half court. He's going for every steal, playing physical. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, for this guy to be scrutinized as much as he is, criticized as much, to have your first fucking NBA game against a pit bull like Pat Bev, it looked like they were just trying to set him up for failure because that shit was crazy.
Were you like, holy shit, I didn't know this was because that was so like extra.
Yeah,
but to me, I think it's good. I think veterans should come at you guys. I think they should test you, and I think there should be more of that because some people were saying, why is he doing his work? I'm like, this is what the old NBA was like.
Yeah.
You should get knocked on yours. You can't get touched. It's so lackadaisical. Like the physicality is so taken out of the game. I was like, I got a Pat Beverly jersey because of that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't playing. I was hurt that game, and I'm on the sideline, and I'm like, oh, shit, like he's at his neck right now. But I mean, for Zoe, it was probably one of the best things he could do because he didn't play. He ended up not really playing that well. But to have your first game against some shit like that, okay. It can only go up from here.
Right.
And there's not many times you're gonna be playing against a pit bull like Pat Bev. Don't get me wrong. You have like the Steph Currys, the Russell Westbrooks, CPs, the great point guards. But Pat Bev is just, he's just different. He's like what Tony Allen was for wings. It was good for him though.
At all the players you just mentioned, Steph, you mentioned KD. You deal with the nastiest dudes, James Harden, Kyrie, your peers, the older ones, all that stuff. If I say tomorrow you're playing against this person, who would be the one where you go, I got to make sure I get some sleep, extra sleep tonight? Like who's the one like thus far in your career that's like
James Harden?
Why?
Just because one, you can't fucking touch him. If you touch him, it's a foul.
Is it just him? Is it his style of play?
I think it's just him. I really think it is.
Is he moving fast? Because to me as a fan,
no, he's not. It's not really. He's not the most athletic. He's not the quickest, not the fastest. But he just knows how. He's just shifty. He knows how to get to where he wants to go. So I think that's the biggest thing. And he kind of really uses the rules to his advantage because he knows. Oh, if I drive, this guy's hands is gonna be here. So I'm gonna just rip through his hands. I know, I have no chance of making the shot, but I'm gonna just rip through this shit, and I know I'm probably gonna get a foul. So that's like the toughest one. KD is one of the greatest scorers ever. Steph, Clay run around nonstop, but James is different.
What arena? Obviously, you're from Maryland. John Wall is probably not the funnest person to chase around. What arena has been your favorite outside of Staples to play at, or like the most impressive, or where the fans are? You probably played in Washington, in college and stuff. But like, what NBA game on the road were you like, holy shit, this is cool. You know I'm from New York.
Yeah.
All right, so
I don't
world's
really
most famous arena.
I don't really remember playing in the Garden too much because I don't think I really played that much in that game.
Okay.
So my ass was sitting down, so I was kind of off of it. But,
Did you play there in Big East? With
I played in Big East and I loved it. Oh my god, I loved playing in MSG. That's one of the because you know how it is when you go there, everything else around it's kind of like Staples. Everything around it is dark and like the court is like all the lights are on the court. And it's like it really has like the sense of like all the lights are on you, all the spot. Like go ahead and make a name for yourself. That's really how not stable. That's really how MSG is. So playing there in college, there was no arena I loved playing more than MSG. So I mean this year I'll probably feel that way. But I mean at least last year. OKC was crazy.
Is it hype in there?
It's hype in there, and people think like OKC really, but like their fan base. Because think about it, you're in Oklahoma City. You have nothing else to root for. Nothing. No other sports team is in like hundreds of miles of where Oklahoma City is. Well, you have the college football teams,
right.
But that's about it. You don't have another basketball team. You don't have you have Kansas City pro football team, but like that's there. So it's really all about Oklahoma City Thunder. So you go there, it's sold out every game. It's loud. We had a close game with them, and it was just loud. It was electric. It was fun to play. That's probably one of my favorite ones, just because the crowd is so into it.
One of my favorite things that has been said this year, you said it, and it goes back to the tenacity to which you play. When LeBron went down, you said some paraphrase of "We're not scared." Mm-hmm. Where's that coming from in you? And like going through, it's a two-part question. Where is that coming from that you're not scared? Because I believe that with you, and I believe that with all you guys. But like I was like, good, telling me you're not scared because like I said, I'm I talk shit about LeBron. I can never disrespect anything that has to do with Magic Johnson. I adore him so much. Like I love that guy. He means so much to me. So he's softened me for my, otherwise I'd be a little tougher on LeBron. But because I love him so much, there's always going to be like a line it won't cross. But where is that coming from? Because I believe it with you. I believe it with Kuz. I believe Lonzo's not scared. But you guys are, the greatest player. Even though you lost the 2 games, there were close games that could have went either way. Where is that coming from?
Yeah. So I mean, with us, no matter what team LeBron's on, the narrative is always it was LeBron and the Lakers and stuff like that. LeBron and the young core, and it's like, don't get me wrong. Obviously, LeBron's one of the greatest players to ever play the game, the best player playing right now. But it's like, man, fuck that. Like we can play too. Like shit, Bi can hoop, Kuz can hoop, Zoe can hoop, I can hoop. We got dudes that can hoop. You see, the big dude Ivica Zubac. He wasn't playing the whole.
They're talking
season.
Statues for Zubac.
Yeah, exactly.
Already. He's gonna have a statue outside.
And then he starts playing like 3 or 4 games ago, and he's over there, getting double doubles and averaging like 18 points, and like 10 rebounds. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting there thinking like, we can fucking hoop,
right?
Like this, like obviously Bron. We don't want Bron to be hurt, and we don't want him to miss games. But shit, like if he's out, we're not skipping a beat. That's just more opportunity for us to go out there to hoop, and just to show that like it's not just LeBron and the Lakers. Like we can hoop.
What has been the deal with the team? Because there's been inconsistencies and like to you, like just in basketball, like how, like when you guys, I mean, it's still early in the season, but it ain't that early, especially in the Western Conference. What needs to happen with the Lakers to stay consistent? Like when you guys talk about, we need to get back on defense, or we need to run or not run, because like there's a discussion, should we run a lot? But LeBron's not traditionally like a running player, like he holds the ball. Like what do you think is the key basketball thing when everybody's healthy for you guys to reach your potential? Because believe it or not, even me, the biggest LeBron shit talker, I want to see the Lakers and the Golden State Warriors in the Western Conference Finals. Like I want to see that happen, and I want to see Magic win a championship.
Yeah,
not necessarily before my Knicks. It's far-fetched. But I want to see, I love him so much that I want to see that. So what needs to happen basketball-wise for this team this year to reach its potential consistently?
Yeah, for us, I think it would be kind of like the maturity and the attention to detail aspect of it.
What does that mean, maturity?
We have like the talent, to win games and be successful in this league. But, when, the maturity and the attention to detail aspect is doing it for 82 games, doing it every possession. Because you see shit like Sacramento, where we have a lead in the fourth, that gets walked down, and then we're up 2 with 3 seconds or whatever it was when they inbound the ball, and they make a shot at the end, buzzer beater to beat us. But it wasn't just that shot that caused us to lose. It was, I didn't get I didn't stop Iman Shumpert, from getting one of the offensive rebounds, when they tied the game up. So it's like those little plays. If we figure out, and we are locked in on every play and realize that every possession counts, then that's when, we can really make a lot of noise in this league. We can still make it now, but that's what we have to really grow up to. And I think part of that is being young, is those 20, B.I. just turned 21, and, for me.
Wait, Brandon Ingram just turned 21?
Just turned 21. Yeah, I know. It's weird as hell, right? So
this is his third
year? This is third year. Yeah, exactly. So
damn.
For me, it's a little bit different because I played 4 years of college, but these are kids that came out of college for,
this
1 year.
dude's been in the league 3 years.
And it's 2 years younger than me. Like, what type of shit is that?
And Lonzo's 20?
Lonzo's 20. So these dudes, me and Zoe can't even go to the club together if we wanted to. I don't know. He might be able to get in, because he's Lonzo. But you might have to. You might see him at the bar trying with a fake ID or some shit. Like that's like he can't. He's not even 21. He can't even drink. So
that's nuts.
I think once we figure that out, and it helps having LeBron, Rondo, and Tyson Chandler there because they really.
Don't forget my man JaVale.
He
feels like he's been in the league for 26 years.
Yeah, facts. But having those vets there to kind of teach us those things is really good for us. So now it's just time to really, really get that attention to detail aspect going and really start to mature, in this league.
All right, Josh Hart, I wish you nothing but luck with your career. Keep kicking ass. Keep talking shit. Keep telling these reporters to get out of your face, stop questioning you, and keep playing hard. I'm a fan. I'm a Villanova fan. And, I'm a low-key, don't tell anybody, but I'm a low-key Lakers fan. and I want to see you guys thrive and do good, man.
Cool. Appreciate it.
So I appreciate you coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right. I want to thank Josh Hart for rocking with the best. I wish you a successful second half of your second year in the NBA and a successful career. Going forward, I can't wait to have you back on the podcast. Continue kicking ass. Continue playing ridiculously hard. And I'm rooting for these Los Angeles Lakers to do good. The 2018 Sick Fuck of the Year award has been given. We are here. It's 2019 for the final time. Happy New Year. We plan on kicking more and more ass. Championship podcasting here at the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Championship podcasting all year long. Can't stop, will not stop. On and on to the break of dawn. Miles, Jordan, please take us out of here on this inaugural 2019 I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast episode with something real nice, something real proper, but most importantly, something real funky. I'm out.